Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Escape from Tarkov, Road to Release, episode number 11. Let's boot it up and see if it works now. We had some audio issues earlier. Not sure. Think I didn't put the thing of the headset. The jack, I didn't put it in enough, I think. We only had some audio from one ear. Episode 1 to 10, we sort of covered all the maps, had a look at it, and all the different extracts and things like that. And the general settings that we're using and so on. And then in episode 1 to 9 we did the maps, and then episode 10 we did the stash looting. One day we might have a look at labs whenever we get a labs access key cards. I did a few runs earlier over the weekend. Well, we had no luck, couldn't find a lab access key card, so we'll have to do something else in episode number 11. Now, most of those 1 to 10 episodes, I think all of them, we actually did on an offline raid. Made it easier to explain things, and nobody or anything would be bothering us. That seems to be fine now. We have hearing from both of our headset ears again. This is our PVE account, PvP account that we played with. But you also have a PVE account. I think they added it somewhere in May 2024. They added the PVE mode, and then people with Edge of Darkness, they could sort of get it for free. And then at the same time, I think they brought out the Unheard edition, which means you could upgrade to the Unheard, and then a little bit later, the next wipe, or was it a few months later, they actually removed the Edge of Darkness from the website, and now you can only get Unheard edition, which is the highest available. Some people didn't upgrade and they are still playing with Edge of Darkness. Others did upgrade to Unheard, and so those two editions, they have PvE mode for free. Meanwhile, they also added it to the website, so even if you have a standard edition or something, you can buy the PvE mode as well. I think it's $10 or something, you can buy it. And then you can even play it with your friends if you want to in some sort of co-op. If you play solo, I think you play on your own PC sort of, which means you have instant access. If you play it in co-op mode with a friend, then I think it goes to online servers. But sometimes there were some issues with it, and then they only put it on online servers. Then the matchmaking might be a little bit longer, because you need to have a server available, of course. But it is totally different from your PvP account, in such a way that in PvP you play against AI, but you also play against other players. You have these online features, you have these tasks and quests that you're doing. But today we're going to have a look on the PvE mode, one aspect of the game. On the right bottom of your thing here, you click on it, and then it says, do you want to switch? And you basically switch to your second account, in a way. Our PvP account, you just saw it, we were like level 28 or something. 2.2 million rubles and all that stuff, nothing to do with it. We're switching to the other mode. And then we'll have a look at the stats there. There we go. Now we're back over here, but if we now go in here, you will see it's totally different. It's already different, the faction, because when I created this account, let's have a look, the overall stats. We have not played anything, as you can see. 0 rates, everything gone. But the account is created 1 year and 12 days ago, and that is because the PvE never wiped. Whenever there was a wipe every 6 months, PvE never wiped. Now, we are level 5, so we played it at some point when we created the account. We had a look at it, we played 2-3 raids, probably for a video or something. Or maybe I did the initial quest, but this, what they did this wipe is, for the first time, they also synchronized the PvE with the Arena account, which is the other game. So they probably, what I think is that they also reset these stats, or do the stats always reset on PvE? I'm not sure. What definitely doesn't reset is your tasks normally. So you will see some people who have like high levels, maybe even maximum level of 79, and they did all the quests or something like that. People have been doing that since last year because this thing never wiped. So every time there was a wipe in PvP, you could still keep on playing on your PvE account and kept doing whatever you left behind. Let's say you were level 45, then whenever there was a wipe, it would not reset your PvE and you were still level 45. And that's sort of what happens here as well, I think. So I'm level 5, I probably played a few raids to check it out for a video or something, but other than that I've never touched PvE. So today we'll have a look on this. What I also done on my PvP account, I normally play on Bear, so what I did for this one, I actually chose Yusek for the first time ever. We must have done some raids because I have 82,000 more than the standard where you start with. So maybe we just had a look at it. That of course means we have no tasks. So just like in PvP, it's pretty much the same task. It's everything is the same, with the only difference being that there are no other players in this mode. And but you do have quests where you have to kill other players and get dog tags and something. So what they did was they replaced the other players also with AI. So you have like the normal scavs, like you also know from PvP. They also run around here, and then players are replaced also with AI. So they will have helmets, they will have ears, just like another player would. They will have dog tags, so you can pick up the dog tags for certain quests where you need dog tags and so on. So there are also these characters running around. So let's play a few raids for this episode and see what's going on. I'm not going to accept this because this is daily. Normally you're not level 5. You're normally on level 1, so you just have to accept quest number 1 from Prepper, quest number 1 from Therapist. We actually have a bunch of found in raid meds apparently. So we must have done a run or something where I picked up all this stuff whenever I created the account. Burning Rubber, there we go. And at the same time it unlocks Easy Money Part 1 PVE Zone. That is to unlock your trader ref, I'm pretty sure. That is indeed what it is. That is different from the PvP zone, because the PvP zone, especially this wipe with the hardcore wipe, you could only do this on level 20. Normally what you had with this thing is you had to go to Woods, pick up the poster, then extract and go to customs to plant the poster. That is sort of how that worked. Now what they did this wipe, they changed it. They just give you 3 posters, so you have 3 attempts to go plant them. And even if you fail, not a big problem. Then you can still get them, because you can buy these posters from Skier now, I think. Something special for this wipe. This is also a daily, which we're not going to do. We're not going to do dailies because we're just going to play it as if you would start the first time on PvE. You do not have dailies. Dailies only show up at level 5, but seeing we did a few practice runs last year or something, we are actually level 5, that's why we have dailies. So we're just going to accept whatever is available, saving them all. So we have a daily left here, a daily left there, and a daily left there. Those are the green check marks. So if we now check here, we should have only our original quests. 4 of them are on ground 0, and then for the PvE zone, you can also do the ref quest, which is not the case on PvP until you're level 20 now this wipe. But okay. So let's have a look. We'll just go in with a pistol. Is that a good idea? Probably not. In general, in PvE, you're going to run into more AI, which means you probably need more ammo. But we'll see. We might die on the first raid. All very possible. So we're going to go PMC. We're going to go ground 0. We're going to go somewhere in the morning. We're not doing practice mode this time, we're going in. What you do want to do probably here is ensuring, because you're up against AI, if you die you get your stuff back. So this is a possibility in PvE. Compared to PvP, if you play solo, you don't want to insure unless you go fight bosses or something in that order. Because if you shoot a player, get shot by a player, he will take your gun or your ammo or your suppressor, or so you're gonna get a bunch of crap back. It's up to you. Insurance is always a personal choice. We've tested that one wipe where we insured everything, and one wipe where we didn't insure anything at all. And the result was that we made way more bucks not insuring that wipe, and compared to the previous wipe when I tested it. And we sort of did the same amount of raids and the same things, so in general, if you play solo, it's costing you money. If you play in a team, that's another story. Then you want to insure because your teammates can bring out your gear or throw it in a bush and then you will get it back and things like that. Let's just have a look at it. See, I'm playing solo. I think it's local. In other words, we're running the server on RPC, I think. At some point they had issues with it though, which means they also put the PVE on online servers. I've not properly played this, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, starting local game, so yeah, we are running it in on RPC. Which also means you will not have 7 minutes matching times, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. I also have no idea what's going on with the bosses on this map. Like Kolontai can spawn on ground zero. Try to figure out where I am would also be a good idea. Get through it. Haven't heard any shooting. If you hear shooting in this mode, that obviously means that one of the AI PMCs is fighting the normal AI. We need to get to this for our quest here. Don't need any of that immediately. Oh, there we go. So first raid, they're already throwing grenades. Don't need that immediately. These fuckers like to throw grenades over here by the looks of it. this. Oh, I also didn't pick up the money. Some guy in the restaurant over there. Didn't bring money for the car, so we cannot do that one. The guy in this mode likes to throw grenades by the looks of it. This guy just tanked a headshot. The Terminator killed us. Get a feel for this mode. I think we never played it. And also pick up our money, I guess. Because we forgot that. What is also different, of course, in this mode is it doesn't have the hardcore requirement, so you can actually have heals in your pouch over here. Which I'm assuming that also means that the car extractions are not 40,000 in this mode, but only like 5 or so. Something in that order. 4, 5, 6. That's already different. Yeah, everything in this mode is also seems to be found in raid. Yeah, because this is basically our starter kit that we have sitting in here. Everything is found in raid in this mode. Which means you basically already have the chunkas for Jaeger. In PVE mode, none of these things are found in raid. But in this mode, it gives you everything found in raid. So that basically means that's already a difference. That we can just turn in these cheeses, for instance, and then we just have to go to Emercom. We already did one of the machine guns, we need to do the other one. We need to kill some things. We need to take out the car, which apparently is only 5,000 on PVE, unlike PvP where it is 40,000 at the moment. And then we need to do that thing as well. So we need Emercom, we need the car, we need to pick up that hard disk and go to the other machine gun. Okay. And shoot these things from a bit more distance by the looks of it, because they seem to act very funny. Pick up some gear, pick up another packet that we have sitting in here, why not? There we go. That's good enough, and now we just need something to shoot. I don't know what's going on with the ammo in this. Let's have a look. I'm assuming it's the same. No, it's not the same. Seem to get way more ammo in level 1 here than PRS. Oh, it might be the same, actually. Okay. And now we're stuck. Do we have a box here? We do have a box here. Okay. Can those posters go in there? They can. This is to unlock Rev, but we'll just leave that for now. I guess we'll bring some grenades in. The PMCs in this mode seem to throw grenades the whole freaking time. Did they give some extra mags? By the looks of it, they did. And I'm assuming they gave us some ammo as well. We'll just use some M855, I guess. And bring some spares with us. Okay. Grand Zero. Let's see where we spawn. Hopefully not in the middle of the map like we just did. Let's see where we get. Terminator. I don't even know if we got killed by a scab or a player actually. Well, it's all AI, but I don't know what the names of these PMCs are. Oh, we're back in already. Yeah, right. Don't have matching time here in this mode, of course. You just spawn in every time. Hopefully on a good place. There are extractions. Nakatani, okay. That's pretty okay. So we'll just go to Emercom first.
He's gone. Fire in the hole!
They seem to announce when they're gonna throw grenades. And this guy had a dog tag, so that's sort of what you're looking at here. 5, 6. We're heavy as fuck already. Try to figure out where they are. So I'm assuming those two in the corner were sort of representing
Enemy spot! So the PMCs, they seem to announce themselves with some voice lines before they push you. That seems to be how this thing works. We are heavy as hell though, because we haven't killed a scab yet. These were like 3 players sort of AI PMCs obviously, but just a matter of waiting on him. Yeah, they seem to be running around with random gear as well. This is not what you're gonna find, obviously, on a day 1 in PvP. Yeah, we have a level 2, a level 16, a level 19, so it's... They also have random levels. also need to take a car out. I need a 3M armor as well, but I can't take it. Unless I do it like this, then I can take it. Where are you, mate? I guess we'll take the car out. Okay, that's not gonna work.
Куда пошел?
We're a bit too heavy to go to the other side of the map to do that last whatchamadoodle. Machine gun, grenade launcher, whatever it is, we need to be there. I think we need 3 more scavs and the other machine gun. There we go. We killed 4 scavs. We already had one, so that's 5 scavs done. We killed 3 PMCs. So I think we just need to go back for only for the machine gun, I think. But we were just too heavy to get there because we picked up ABS rigs and so we were like 55 kilos or whatever. Okay. Let's repair that to begin with. 700 euro. Repair seems to be cheap in this mode. We also get our TAS and our 3M armor for a skier quest. These guys were running around with 856 by the looks of it. Probably also the only thing we can buy in this mode. We have a lot of 855 though. We got some heals. Where are our heals? Over here somewhere. Splint is something we totally did not have. We got a Comtech 4, which probably goes here somewhere. That rig is probably more expensive. Very bad repair. Gear very bad. So proper is actually better, I think. Now we have another ABS rig sitting in here. All right. We'll just sell this crap here. I'm assuming that was also a stupid idea. That was such a stupid idea. Because we need these, and I don't have another one. Can we also do in PVE? No, in PVE you can't take your CMS in your special slot because you can take it over here. I'm also guessing you're gonna shoot more players in this mode than in the normal mode, so we might need to buy a Docker case already. Okay, let's see what's going on with this guy here. We killed the 5 scavs. We looked at that machine gun, so we still need a grenade launcher. Okay, she's done. Yeah, I just sold one. Okay, so we need Salewas, but the PMCs, AI PMCs seem to be running around with Salewas. We took the car out, so that's complete. Which gives us supplier, which is the 3M armor that we picked up and the tusk that we picked up. So we were prepared for that one. And then there is no quest after that. Really? How does that work? Do we have to do easy money first on this one? We also picked up the hard disk. Okay. It gives us Gunsmith 1. If we accept that, we will also get the Jaeger message. Okay. Yep, the quests are obviously the same as in the PvP mode. So we need to pick up the Jaeger message on Woods to unlock him. And once we have him unlocked, we can buy that shotgun and probably do this gunsmith. And seeing we are level 5, we'll also accept this. What is this here? A pack of Russian armored pineapple juice. And what do we need here? 3 scabs on woods. And here, survive on factory. We'll replace that. We don't need to be on factory for any given reason yet. Marlboro. Okay. So we just have to go back for this one. We'll pin that one and then deal with the rest later. We also have shortage, obviously, finding the Salewas, and the rest is other maps. And we have some operational ones where we need cigarettes and a pineapple juice. Okay. We definitely have enough grenades. Yeah, also the M67s are found in raid, so we can keep those for the oh, but we can put dog tags in here for now. Okay, good enough. Can go in there as well. Let's see what Skier has for us. Saiga, don't want that. M32s, don't like those either. Therapist, she has water in a factory map for us. The factory map we actually need for one of our stations in the hideout, I think. We'll accept it. And Prepper has nothing. Okay. We're already overweight just before we start. So, yeah. Because our skills are obviously not updated. Because we haven't played Arena. So they are only what we are. We obviously got shrinked up because we were like 50 kilograms over there. Okay, let's do another raid. We have quick raids over here now, so... Yeah, it was... The problem was we were too heavy. So in general, I think you go in with better gear here from the beginning. That's because you run into these AI PMCs and they have pretty good gear. This guy, one of them had an ABS rig, so it's like, what is that, level 4? Maybe level 5 even. So that's already a big difference with the PvP mode, where you run into guys with a pistol or a shotgun the first couple of raids of the wipe. You might run 1 or 2 times into guys with the starting gear like we are. Yeah, and obviously you're playing from one raid to another. That's also the big difference with PvP, of course. You don't have 10 minutes matchmaking, you just go in because you play it on your PC basically. This is not great, is it? Where the hell are we even? I have to go that way. So the only thing we have to learn in this mode very quickly is where the PMCs are spawning. They do seem to we definitely have enough grenades with us. They seem to announce themselves though. We didn't have a look on our hideout even. The problem is I don't know where they spawn here. Gap somewhere.
Вон он, блядь, ебашь его!
What the hell am I shooting here? Glass by the looks of it. Don't seem to be any PMCs on this side. Something on our right. He's yelling at us. Apple juice. No, we needed. What did we need? Pineapple juice or something, I think. Pineapple juice we need. the wrong shotgun. Check the back room, might have some pineapple juice. Ram sticks, do we need those? Probably. going on here, mate? Jesus. I think we're done, right? Scout checkpoint, Mira Avenue. Yeah, how the hell do you do co-ops in this mode?
Вон он, сука! Левый коронный, правый похоронный. Пацаны, я на нуле, пиздец! Не обижу, выходи! Чё, обосраться?
What the hell is he doing? Walking through the barbed wire? G-phone. Do need a DVD though, at some point. take the green flare extract. Except for the first raid where we sort of get Tarkoved. AI tanking a headshot, proning and putting a barrel stub or whatever it was doing. Yeah, definitely level up faster as well. And for now we're done on ground zero. We still have Knossaski, winery, and the office with the mine. And now we have all this shit here. That was our daily. Yeah, we're gonna have very quickly a bunch of boxes in this mode, I think. More than likely. I guess we'll keep these drinks as well. And then we'll sell some stuff, obviously. Oh, we'll also sell that key, not even a good one. Yeah, we don't need that many grenades, eh? Of course, we don't have a grenade case. Okay. Proper. We're also done with your shit. We also have your daily done. And now we have debut. 2 shotguns, 5 scavs on any location. So Lewis, he has nothing yet. Unknown key as well. That's on customs. This is also on customs. We need to kill 3 scavs on woods. And we still need cigarettes. This guy has nothing yet. And we have Jaeger message and we have nothing from him. We need to unlock Jaeger so we can buy the shotguns from him. Sort of similar as you do in PvP. Let's see what they have for us. Gives us a Mosin and some crap ammo. FMJ. Well, I do say crap ammo. It's probably the only one thing we can buy them. Unless, do we have LPS? No, we don't. Because we are USEC on this guy. If you play as a bear, you have LPS to start with. Because they also give you like an SV98 with LPS. So you get like 100 rounds or something of LPS. Which is not that great, eh? So we actually might need to keep this. Because it might be like the only thing we have. Why do we have 2,000 rubles sitting in here? Give me another 5. Yeah, we have some basic heals, but we have the grizzly. So, yeah, like we have the grizzly sitting in here. We don't actually need the splint. This can fix that as well. I think, or have they changed that?
Removes fracture, yeah, it's a splint as well. Light bleeds, heavy bleeds, and splinted stops. And we're gonna have to sort this out if we're gonna play this. Obviously, it's not the best gun to go to woods. Let's first sell some stuff. There we go. MP5s. So yeah, we got the whole Ground Zero quest done. We didn't run into any PMCs this time, so they seem to be spawning on the garage somewhere, because the previous raid, Ground Zero, we ran immediately to a duo and then another guy. AIs obviously, but they were all PMCs. This time we heard some shooting in the middle of the map, but we did not run into a PMC ourselves, and we got all of our quests done on Ground Zero. So we could try to pick up the message from Jaeger, and then we also have a... we need to kill 3 scabs there as well, and some Marlboro cigarettes. Oh, the thing is, it also has scabs available. How does that work in this mode? You're not going to have other player scabs. Or maybe you do. Maybe they're also as AIs. I thought scav would not be available in this mode, but apparently it is. So you can also play as a scav. It's sort of similar as PvP, I guess. With the only difference being that the other players are actually AI in this mode. Other than that, they seem to be yelling all over the place. The AI is babbling in Russian, and the AI PMCs, they seem to be yelling in English. So they yell something and then they throw a grenade. That seems to be what the PMCs are doing in this mode. Let's pin this for now. Probably sell them later on. Let's log this for now. And pin this. And then we can sort this out without these things on the bottom. There we go. Okay, what's the price of a document case, or can we not buy one? I think we can, right? 344. Okay, let's buy that. And get these things out of here. Does that work? Oh, don't know what it did with it, but let me have a look. What are you, mate? USEC, USEC, USEC. Okay. I'm assuming there are also bears in the game. Assuming. I don't need a bayonet though. Oh yeah, there's a barter's race for something, isn't there? A couple of knives and a bayonet for something. It's a bit of a mess here though. Oh, we put all our mags in here. I think in this mode, what also you're gonna have is that you gonna need boxes way more quicker than in PvP.
Because if you see what these AI PMCs are running around with, you're gonna get a bunch of gear then. If you make it out of it. Oh, we have some shit sitting in here as well. Okay, so we had a look on PVE in Ground Zero. We did our original quest. Now we need to move to Wood to pick up the message to unlock Jaeger. We can also take a poster to Customs to unlock Rev. Although in PVE they probably have full rotation of the goons, which means they can be on Customs, in Stronghold. At this moment on PvP in this wipe they were only on Lighthouse. So those are options. Let's have a look on our hideout, which is another aspect of the game obviously. Okay, there we go. Haven't done anything on this. Welcome. The vent is 25,000 rubles to boot it up, so instant construction. And then we need one, so this also does not seem to have the double requirement that the PvP does at the moment. So it's only one car battery and one motor. What's the thing with security? We need a measuring tape, okay. Which means hideout. Elimination, we need a lighter, so we add it to the wish list in hideout. And here we need bolts apparently. This one we can buy, that's not a problem. Laboratory, toothpaste, toilet paper, soap, owl. So we do add which means it will have double circles on it. You can also do other, then it's like a big white star I think, which makes it more easier to spot. That's sort of what you do for these stations. Med station, syringes, meds, and multivitamins is going to be our problem probably. Rest space, we need matches, which we also need for... we don't need immediately the duct tape, so I'm not going to mark this one because we already have one. Every time you upgrade a station you sort of reset your wish list. Okay, we need to find 3 matches. So these are the original, in PvE it's the original requirements. Unlike in PvP where everything was double this wipe. Seeing we have Unheard, we also have Cultist Circle. So other than that the game works the same obviously. We have $1,000 so we can't really buy 5 MP5s because that's $1,800 I think. So it gives you a feel of what's going on. So maybe we play till we unlock Jaeger or something. Just to give a feel about another map. We can also do a scav apparently. Oh, we can even scav on Ground Zero. And streets, and so yeah, if you can scav like on streets with no matching done, it'd be crazy. So yeah, you're gonna level up faster here, that's for sure, in this mode. You can choose every map immediately, even Ground Zero, which is in PvP at the moment also not available. because ground zero level 1 to 20 you could scav, and then 20 plus, which was another lobby, you couldn't scav. I think it was last wipe. But this wipe, they, for instance, in PvP, they do not have the low level the ground zero one. So it's just like the other maps. Ground zero is all levels mixed, so you might run a level 1 to a level 50 on PvP, and that also means that you can't scav on ground zero on PvP mode. In PvE mode you can, as you can see. So there are a few differences here and there, apparently. Let's do one ground zero scav. Play as a scavenger. This is not your gear, this is whatever you have on you. These are basically your money makers normally in PvP mode, but in this mode I think you can just do everything with your PMC. Doesn't mean you can't die, as you see, because the first raid we did here in this mode, the AI tanked a headshot, and then I think it was actually another AI PMC which we didn't see that shot us in the first raid. But I want to do this. Now I'm wondering what this does, to be honest. Yeah, I'm wondering how this works actually. Like, what are we matching with? We're matching, so we're on online servers. So I'm guessing it's matching us with other PvE players who are also scavving. Oh, it must be something like that. Because if it wouldn't be on online servers, we would not be. I don't know. We'll see. I just want to test it. I wonder how it actually works. See, we never played PvE. I have no idea. Because we are now a scav. In theory, the other scav should not shoot us. So what are we up against? Against other AI PMCs? I'm guessing. Or are there actual I don't know. No idea. I do know we start like we have a full time. I see that. see how it is. What the fuck? So that's how the AI PMCs are working. They're spawning with 3 of them at the same time. Fish goose over here. Right. That's why we're getting shot earlier from the restaurant. They're actually spawning in here. So you have like 3 PMCs spawning on the garage outside, and you have 3 spawning in this restaurant. So they're supposed to represent the trio, I guess. We killed one of them and then we got stuck on something. The other one shot us actually up. So we're suddenly standing on that medical box that we were trying to loot, I think. That's obviously not how it works on PvP. But yeah, they're wearing helmets and level 4 armor by the looks of it. Troopers, ABS. Well, yeah, we didn't lose anything. Just like in PvP mode, you do not lose anything if you die. It's a scab. So if you then look at your overalls. Right, so that's how you get your scab stats in this PvE mode. We killed once and we died once, so that's a 1. But then of course on your PMC you're gonna have this situation. Where you killed 11 things and we died once, so it's 11 KD. So your KD is obviously going to be way higher in this mode than on the normal situation. But I just wanted to try it, to do a scav run. It's sort of what you do on your main character as well. Do 1 or 2 PMC raids and then you do a scav run and something like that. But that gives you an idea on how the PvE modes plays. It obviously it's leveling you up way faster than the other one, because you can get more things done. But I wonder how it worked. A bit weird by the looks of it. Go check the restaurant, you have like 3 PMC showing up there. Which I didn't hear moving around, so I think they actually just spawned in there. So they seem to be spawning like in trios, in duos, and then a single one maybe here or there, because in the second raid we played on our PMC. And we just came out of the garage and we ran into 2 PMCs which were running next to each other. And they were not killing each other, so they sort of represented a duo. And then later on we got a solo, and then now here on our scap, when we checked it out, we just run into a trio. So they seem to be spawning them together, sort of like you would have in PvP. You can run into a solo, a duo, a trio, a squad of 4 or 5, maximum 5, but that's what can happen. And if you play on a scav, then you're playing on the BSG servers by the looks of it. If you play on your PMC, if you play solo, PVE mode, then the game runs on your own PC. Starts a local game. That's like the same as you would run an offline raid. But if you play with some friends who also have PVE, either when they have the highest edition or they bought it separately with standard edition, you can buy a PVE mode, and then you also have it available on your game. Then you also run it on the online servers, and that's why there is a bit of matchmaking involved. So it has something to do with other PVE modes, I guess. Because what are you matchmaking with? So you're probably matchmaking with some... There's definitely a difference, because like Ground Zero is 35-minute map, and we spawned in even on our scav. On a PvP online mode, you spawn in somewhere 20 minutes maybe on the clock. In this mode, when you scav in, you just start on the beginning. So you play as an AI scav, the other AIs will not shoot you, you're only fighting the other AI PMCs basically. So yeah, there is not there's not that much benefit of playing as a scav here, except for your scav karma. That's why the scav is available, obviously, to get your scav karma up here. We need to get that to 6.0, obviously, just as in the other mode. So we tested it out. So that's one mode of the game that you could play. Like for instance, this wipe in PvP, it was a hardcore wipe. Some of the restrictions were kind of brutal. It was hard to make money. Some people skipped this wipe, but still wanted to play Tarkov. So what they decided to go is play some PVE, for instance. You have people who are done with the wizards, especially the ones on labs and so. So what they are doing is they are constantly playing PVE. You're actually playing a certain percentage of the community, and especially at the end of the wipe, that's actually 50-50 or so, I think. They don't want to deal with the wizards and the cheaters on labs, and so then they play PvE, and you know, you can still play with friends and have some fun and try to get some quests done. Obviously you play differently on PvE mode. You need to have some other goals. You could, for instance, try to get all the quests in the game done or something like that, or try to get maximum level, which is level 79. You need about what is it, 9 million XP I think to get to level 79. To give you an idea, here at level 7 we are at 34,000 XP. Every level you will get more XP needed, but you also get more XP from quests and so. So that's definitely a thing. So yeah, you need to set some other goals. That's for sure. You obviously you don't have the prestige steps in PvE mode. You cannot prestige in. You cannot get prestige in PvE, obviously. Now they will wipe PvE with 1.0. When 1.0 comes out, they basically wiping the whole game as well, PvE as PvP. So even if you have PvE you've been playing from time to time during the wipe, or maybe you only play PvE, there are a lot of people who are doing that as well. Don't want to deal with other players, don't want to deal with cheaters or whatever reason they have. They just want to chill out and still play Tarkov. So some people are playing PvE. You're only up against AI. Because obviously these were not players. These guys that we shot there in that one raid, they were just AI PMCs. But that is one way, that is how it works in PvE mode. They made them AI so that you can find gear on them, better gear than the normal scavs. And you can also get your dog tags, because there are quests which require you to kill other players. So that's why they made AI PMCs as well. But if you pay a bit of attention, normal maps and so, you can probably survive way more. Your survival rate will be higher in PvE than in PvP. Your KD will be way higher than in... although you're up against PMCs, other PMCs, but they're AI, they don't have exact same movement. They're a bit predictable by the looks of it. They yell something, especially the USEC ones, they yell something in English, then they throw a grenade and then they push. So if you just sit still for 5 seconds, he will move and then you just kill him. And they seem to be running around with some decent gear. Or maybe we were just lucky, but they had decent gear and they had the worst ammo, 856 they had, I think. It's the worst ammo you can get, probably. So it seems to me that they are running around with what you can get. And at this moment, can't even get 856, I think. Rounds, ammo. No, you can only get 855. No, that's what we're filtered on. Let's see, what can we get? 556. This is FMJ is behind the task somewhere. Another task. 855 is Peacekeeper level 3. 856 is Peacekeeper level 2. So you basically you can't get anything decent. Yeah. Mod 0. 70 damage, but 1 pen. Oh, 11 pen. 11 pen, 70 damage, but in other words, no pen at all. Leg meta is the only thing you can get. 556. Of course, I am assuming that this is all normal wipe features, which also means that flea market doesn't mention it anywhere, but I am assuming it's level 15 like it normally would be. On PvP at the moment, because of the hardcore restrictions of this wipe, it's level 35 now. But PVE mode did not wipe, so this is all available. It will have a flea market, which is also different from the one on PvP, so you will see different prices. It's easier to make money in this mode, so the prices will be way higher for most of the things than they will be in PvP mode. PvP mode, the market is a lot depending on what people are needing in that moment on the wipe. So like something like a GPU will be quite expensive in the beginning and then goes down in price over time. In PvE mode, a GPU will stay more or less the same price over the whole wipe, I'm guessing. Or forever, because it doesn't wipe. But of course with 1.0 coming out in November, they will also wipe the PvE mode. So it's something, if you have the game available, you can test it out a little bit, mess around with it, try some things out. It will wipe anyway, just as the PvP mode. Let's see. We just did one scav run, and now we have a scav available in 11 minutes. So that also seems to be something, not sure what that's based on, because normally it's like 20 or 25 minutes in the start of the wipe. Oh, the times of a scav also seems to be completely different. And as a scav in this mode, I'm assuming you're gonna have to fight more because you're up against other AI PMCs. And yeah, you're the only other guy on the map in a way. Because obviously in a PvP mode, very often when you go in with your scav, you drop in somewhere in the middle of the game, most of the PMCs will be already gone. Especially people that are questing, they very often try to get their quest and get out before the player scav spawned in. But in this mode, even as a player scav, you start on the beginning of the raid. and it also seemed to happen on BSG servers. If you play as a scav, this thing is grayed out, so you cannot say, hey, I want to play on the BSG servers. You can check it here, or you can say like, no, just give me woods, don't check this, and then you play on you're basically, if your internet is good enough and everything like that, your PC is good enough, you're running it on your PC basically. But for some reason that doesn't seem to work if you play as a scav. So if you play as a scav, you will be matchmaking because you will play on the BSG servers. As a PMC, you can unselect that thing and then you play on your local PC, if your PC can run it. If not, then you can also select play on the BSG servers. And then what you're matchmaking for is like a position on the or a server in general, a server available for people that play PVE. Like now it's looting and doing things and just starting local game, it says, and you will just play sort of similar as you would try to practice on an offline raid. That's the same. You're running it on your own PC basically. Which means there's hardly any matchmaking involved. Alright, transit to Lighthouse. The question is always figuring out where I think that's the question in this mode is where do the AI PMCs spawn? And they seem to spawn together, a group of 2 or 3 very often. The problem of course is I don't know what I'm running into here. Do we have AI PMC with scopes around here? Then we can get sniped here any moment. Like normally you would check on the right side because that's where normal PMC spawns are. But in this mode it obviously works differently. Like here it's very possible that they spawn on ZB13 here, 14 I mean, and that they come out here with like 3 or 4 of them. Oh, I don't know if it's still a thing that in PVE mode the bosses are still spawning 100% or almost 100%. I know. Figure it out as we go, I guess. Yeah, once you figure out where the AI PMCs are spawning, you can probably also take another pathing on this in this mode than you would normally. the moment in PvP, the bosses are sorta one tapping you all over the place. Which is the other problem that we don't know. Bit quiet. Ground zero, it took like a minute or a minute and a half, and then you heard shooting, which means that the AI PMCs were fighting the normal AIs. Here we are 5 minutes in, we haven't heard anything yet. This could mean that that Sturman is around. If he indeed has 100% spawn in PvE, or almost, then he will be hanging out here somewhere. Read them later. Read more borrows for daily or something. So yeah, it's a bit figuring out what's going on in this mode. I think in this mode is mostly figuring out where is the AI spawning. That's something you're gonna have to learn if you play this mode, I think. The PMCs, I mean. Normal AIs will be spawning all over the place, just like in the normal PvP mode. But the AI PMCs, they seem to be spawning in groups of 2 and 3 very often. Probably hang out where you need to be for your quests would not surprise me. Haven't seen jack shit actually. Haven't heard anything, but I also haven't seen anything. This is normally not the potting you take, but my guess is that in PvE you can take different potting. But I expect some trouble on the message itself. That's probably how it's coded. These guys will probably be hanging out where you need to be for your quests, would be my guess. But who knows? Not sure, to be honest. have extractions on these whole sides. Oh, there they are. I was just about to say, at the moment I have a feeling that I'm like the only one in here. That's probably not the case though, but... Okay. After a few minutes we heard some grenades. Those are AI PMCs, which they seem to be throwing grenades the whole time. Now, what we don't know. Or what I don't know is how on earth are you getting a streamer box in this thing? I'm guessing you have to do the quest where you have to plant all the cameras to get a streamer box in this mode. Because obviously in PvP, if you have that streamer box, then you could get it a few wipes ago. There was like a drops event. If you subscribe to a Tarkov streamer, you could get the streamer's box, and once you had that streamer's box, you can it's on your account, and you can redeem it on the website. That's obviously what we did in our PvP account, but in the PvE, I don't see it here, so it's not showing up here. Because of course you don't have a system message center over here. So if you want that streamer's box for the streamer's item, that purple box, there is a quest for it, which you can get, I think, from Fens at some point. And then you need to plant like 1001 cameras all over the place on different maps. That's one way of getting it. Also, in case you were not participating in that drops event a few wipes ago, that's also the way how to get it on your PvP account. If you did participate and you subscribe to one of those drivers, then you would have it forever and it's linked to your account. So every wipe again, we had to go to the website to redeem it, and that's sort of what happened. Other than that, this is the event quests for that they added this wipe. Rent from Narvinsk, several parts that you can do. You can also do it on your PVE account, obviously. Same quest lines you get all along. And we have unlocked Jaeger. And seen everything, even your starter's gear is found in raid. You actually have your Tuchonka sitting here already. Which is quite interesting, because that means if we would have selected Bear, we would have had the Tuchonkas and the Iskras. But we selected USEC this time, which means we have MRE foods. If you select Bear as your account, then you have some MREs, I think, but you have Iskras as well. But the MREs is the American side, and the Iskra is the, let's say, the Russian food. So if you choose Bear, you have Iskra sitting. And seen in PvE, everything that you have sitting, even your starter's gear, is found in raid. That's not the case in PvP. If you play the PvP mode, your starter's gear is not found in raid. I also see already a 5M67 grenade sitting in here. PvP mode, they are not found in raid. In this mode they are, which means you can keep them. If you, for instance, turn in chemical part 4 with gear, then you can keep them and hand these over to Prepper to regain your trust. Let's see, Jaeger, welcome, and 30,000 rubles. You also seem to get more money from quests. I don't think you get 30,000 rubles, do you? From Jaeger message? PvP? I think you get less. We also have 5-7 figured out somewhere. But all the rest will be the same, so I'm guessing that we will not, cannot get max for the thing either, just like in PvP mode. So yeah, we had a look at this. That was the whole idea of this episode, to try to have a look on the PVE mode. We tested it out. We tried to test the scav out. So the scav, you can play as a scav on PvE, but then it seems to be that you're forced to play on the BSG servers. By that I mean the so if you do like scav next, select the map, You see it's grayed out here, play on BSG servers. So you're automatically gonna play on the BSG server. If you play as a PMC, you don't. You can if you check it here. If your internet is not good enough or your PC is not good enough to run the game on your PC, then you can select this and then you will play on their servers. But then you're gonna have some matchmaking time. If you unselect this, then you will just run it on your PC and there is hardly any matchmaking or starting game loading time. But that does not seem to be possible. This cap you seem to be forced to play on the BSG servers. Because then that thing is, you cannot check or uncheck it, it's automatically checked and grayed out, so. But we wanted to have a look at it, and the plan was to unlock Jaeger, and we have him unlocked. We could also get Ref if we, because we get that quest already immediately here, at level 1 or whatever it was, or level 3. Which is not the case in PVE mode, because with the hardcore wipe they put this quest on level 20. Which is the these posters here, right? You need to take a poster and go plant it in Stronghold, in customs. So I could now switch to the other mode again and just play on, and then if the game would wipe, I could come back here and this would still be the same. We would still be, what is it? Level 7. And that is sort of how that works. I'm also not sure how this works here though. One kill, 1 dead. 11 kills, 1 dead. Oh, so it counts them both together as 2 deaths. And then it says like, hey, you have 12 kills and 2 deaths at 6 KD. That's sort of how it works. Obviously, if you play this the whole time, you're gonna have a lot of deaths, a lot of kills and not so many deaths. So there are probably some people playing in PvE with like 60, 70 KD or something. But we had a look on both of the PMC and the scav thing. And we have unlocked Jaeger, that was the whole point. So yeah, PvE mode, that was the feature of this episode. It works similar as PvP, you do the same quests. The only difference here is you do not run into other players. The players are replaced also with AI. A bit better than the normal ones, obviously. Yeah, we killed like 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. Yeah, these are the kind of shit that they're running around with. ABS rigs, troopers. This is a level 3, but this is a level 4. ABS is a level 4, but you can replace the plates. That makes it a level 5. So that's not in general what you're gonna run into. If you run into a player in PvP mode, you're gonna run into some guys with a pistol and a shotgun and a PACA because they don't have better gear. Here you're running into, from the start, from the first raid that we did, we ran into guys which were like level 16 and 18 and 19. Was one level 2, but the other 2 were 16 and 19, so yeah. The IPMCs are completely random. By the looks of it. That's of course not the case in the beginning of a wipe. You're not going to run into a level 19 in your first raid, because everybody starts at level 1 when the wipe starts. And you do a few raids, you can get quickly to 10, 15 after an hour or 2, 3 if you do one quest after another. But then it's, you know, it takes longer every level to level up, because you always need more XP for the next level. So if you want to play to level 20 or level 30, you're gonna have to play several hours. But in this mode, you seem to run into these level 20 players in between brackets here. But we had a look at it. So this is whatever we have. 900,000, we have some bucks, we have a bunch of guns and gear already. Everything is found in raid, which is not always the case in your other mode. We found a backpack on one of these. Yeah, like this thing here, like we shot one of these guys running around with this takedown backpack. Not gonna happen in PvP mode. If you shoot a guy there early wipe, he probably doesn't have a backpack. Or an MBS or something like that. Not something like this with 30 slots or whatever it is. So click on the right bottom here to go back to PvP. So this account stays there. Normally, even if there was a wipe, it would stay there, and you could the next wipe you could, if you didn't feel like playing PvP, you could switch to your PVE account and just continue where you left off. Obviously, when 1.0 comes out in November, it's going to be a bit different, because then also the PVE will wipe. Both of the accounts will wipe. So this is now obviously our main account now, where we are level 28. So it's a different account, as you can see. Here we have already a bunch of boxes and whatnot, not so much gear, because here we try to make some money with our scabs and then we just buy gear. But in the other mode, we have an ABS sitting in here, but no troopers or anything like that, because that's not what people are running around with in PvP. But in PvE, those AI PMCs, they are running with all kind of gear by the looks of it. So yeah, it's another way of playing. I'm gonna leave it at this for this episode. Let me see. We might have a look playing as a scav in one of the next episodes. Have a look on questing and just a normal online raid, where you will see that there is a difference between PvE and PvP mode. But it's an aspect of the game. If you don't like playing against other players, or you don't like you don't have that much time to play. In this mode, of course, you log on to a lobby. That lobby needs to get full. Your matchmaking, the loot needs to be loaded. Everything needs to be loaded. In PvE, you don't have hardly any matchmaking time because you play it on your own PC. If you play solo, if you play in co-op mode with another friend who also has PvE, then obviously you're gonna go onto the online servers, because then you need to connect to your friend online. But that's also possible. You can play also with a duo or a trio, or that is also possible in the other mode, as long as everybody has PvE, obviously. Edge of Darkness and Unheard edition have PvE automatically. If you have a standard or Left Behind or Prepare to Escape, then you need to go to the website, and if you want to play PvE, you need to buy it separately. I think it's about $10, something like that, if you want that mode to play on. That will be it for this one. Episode number 11, PvE. Similar quest line as in PvP, obviously. The only big difference is that you're only up against AI, including the PMCs are also AI, which obviously is not the case in PvP. There, the PMCs that you run into will be other players. Different pathing, different moving in general. AI PMCs seem to be a little bit coded in such a way that, like for instance, Ground Zero, we had 3 spawning on the Scav Co-op, and then 3 in the restaurant, and that seemed to be the case every raid. We always heard shooting in the restaurant, and we always heard shooting on the garages on the Terragur building. So that seems to be where they spawn, the AI PMCs, and that's probably the same on the other map. They probably have some fixed spawns for these AIs. And then they probably will have some sort of pathing that they always take more or less that same route. So you're not gonna be having some guy laying prone in a bush somewhere trying to camp your extractor, so not likely gonna happen. They might be around on your quest location or on your extract somewhere in that area. Might be possible. So yeah, there's definitely obviously an AI is not going to react the same as a real player. Real player has some crazy idea or some quest that he needs to do which makes him turn 180 and do a complete opposite pathing of what you expect him to do. The AI PMCs in PVE, they are not. They are just, I don't know. I don't think they're even doing anything except for running around and shoot some AI and try to find some players in this case yourself. And they also seem to spawn always on the same spot. So in PvE, it's probably that's probably your main thing, is learning where the AI PMC are spawning, and then you can get your kills there in case you have a PMC kill quest. Something like Stirrup or Friends from the West, then you actually need to go search for these AI PMCs. They also seem to announce themselves though. They yell something in their language and then they throw a grenade and then they push. That seems to be the way they are coded. Anyway, we'll leave it at this for this episode. One of the aspects of the game, PvE, that's what we had a look at. Next time we'll have a look on the normal PvP mode, what most people are playing in the beginning of a wipe, especially with 1.0. Seeing the PvE is also wiping, I'm assuming the same will happen on that mode, that you can also go through the storyline and that you can also escape from Tarkov and so on. We will see. This was just one aspect of it. Leave it at this. Our goal was to get the Jaeger message unlocked, which we did. We did all the quests on ground zero and eventually one woods raid where we just walked through the whole woods, picked up the message and left. Also something which will not happen in PvP mode. Very often you have to go 5-6 times back for that message in the beginning of a wipe, because everybody needs to be there, so there will be some players around. Now we could just walk to that message, pick it up. Was no AI around, no AI PMCs around, so we could just do our thing. What we were there for, pick up the message and get out. You're gonna get shot at if you do that in PvP, 100%. Especially in the beginning of the wipe where everybody is trying to pick up that message. So everybody will be around that plane and that wherever you need to pick it up. So a little bit of a difference. In a way, once you get familiar with the game, PvE mode in general will be an easier mode, obviously. Seeing you're up against AI compared to in PvP mode where you're up against AI and players, real players. We'll have a look at it next time, the PvP mode and questing and so, we'll see. And hopefully if we find a labs key card, we can also have a look on that map. It's the only map we still have to do in our series, so that's what we'll sort of plan for the next episode. We'll see you guys then. As for now, thanks for watching. And bye bye.